Most diesel drivers have no idea they're slowly destroying their engine just by following a few seemingly harmless habits. If you've been driving your diesel truck or SUV for years, these habits might be silently eating away at its life. Diesel engines are powerful, reliable, and built to last, but only if you treat them right. The truth is, your everyday driving style can either make your engine last 500,000 miles or ruin it before it even hits 100,000. In this video, we're revealing 5 surprisingly common driving habits that silently wreck your diesel engine, and most drivers don't even realize they're doing them. If you drive a diesel, this is one video you really can't afford to skip. Stay tuned, as the number 5 is the most common. Let's get started. Imagine you've just driven home after buying a large diesel truck or SUV, a powerful, durable machine ready to tow trailers, carry your family, and haul tons of gear. You dream of long highway trips, the thrill of accelerating past other vehicles, and the unique power only diesel can deliver. Yet, there's an unfortunate truth that few admit. If your driving habits are limited to just a few miles around town, your beloved vehicle is slowly dying, silently, and you may not even realize it. Diesel engines are designed to operate at high temperatures, where fuel burns completely, lubrication circulates fully, and emission control systems like EGR and DPF work like a well-trained army. But if you only drive a few miles to the grocery store, the post office, or your grandkids' school, the engine never reaches optimal temperature. As a result, fuel doesn't fully combust, carbon and soot build up, and condensation forms inside the engine, mixing with oil and reducing viscosity and protection for internal components, while EGR and DPF are almost useless. The root cause lies in how diesel engines operate. They need sustained temperature to burn fuel completely, limit soot, regenerate the DPF by burning collected particles, and evaporate condensation accumulated during operation. Short trips of just a few miles never allow the engine to stay hot long enough to complete these processes. The direct consequences are something you'll notice over time, though initially often ignored. Carbon buildup in the EGR restricts airflow, reducing engine power and fuel efficiency. You might see the check engine light come on when towing a heavy trailer, and the truck feels like it's struggling to run smoothly. The DPF, a crucial filter for clean emissions, needs high temperatures to burn off soot. Short trips prevent it from reaching these temperatures, causing soot buildup, DPF blockage, back pressure, reduced performance, and higher fuel consumption, while repair bills can reach $1,500 to $3,000 for a typical truck. On top of that, engine oil gets diluted due to low temperatures combined with unburned fuel and condensation, causing pistons, bearings, and other internal components to wear faster. If you continue the habit of driving just a few miles every day, you'll face long-term consequences. Engine power decreases, fuel efficiency drops, repair costs rise due to DPF clogs, EGR failure, or oil degradation, and engine lifespan shortens due to microscopic accumulated damage. Indirect effects are even more noticeable. You spend more on fuel, the driving experience becomes sluggish, and what was once a joy to drive turns frustrating. You see, this habit is quite harmful, so gradually changing it is key to protecting your engine. We often combine short trips into longer drives, plan errands to reduce small trips around town, and drive at least 20-30 minutes continuously to allow the engine to reach full operating temperature. Avoid towing trailers or heavy loads when the engine is cold, so EGR and DPF function properly, and oil protects vital components. Additionally, monitor engine metrics, check DPF warning lights or EGR codes, and pay attention to signs such as reduced power, unusual noises, or black smoke, all warnings that your engine is silently suffering. Many diesel drivers believe that letting the engine idle for a long time helps warm it up or maintain the system, but in reality, it does the exact opposite. Those seemingly harmless minutes are the silent enemy quietly destroying your engine. The issue lies in how diesel engines operate at low RPMs. When idling, especially when the engine is cold, fuel doesn't burn completely, creating soot and carbon buildup on pistons, injectors, and other critical components. The DPF, an essential filter to keep emissions clean, doesn't reach the temperature needed for regeneration, causing rapid soot accumulation and a higher chance of blockage. Not only that, fuel can seep into the engine oil, diluting it, reducing viscosity, and diminishing protection for pistons, the turbo, and internal components. Carbon buildup on pistons and injectors reduces engine performance, increases noise and vibration, and turns an enjoyable driving experience into a tiring and frustrating one. The DPF fills with soot quickly, leading to repair or replacement costs up to $1,500 to $3,000, not to mention long-term damage. Continuous idling also means wasted fuel, higher operating costs, and unpleasant smoke and noise. At this point, you might as well say goodbye to smooth driving. The consequences go without saying. Microscopic wear accumulates over time, shortening engine life. Repair costs rise, from clogged DPFs and injector cleaning to complex engine damage. Vehicle performance drops, acceleration and towing capability decrease, and fuel efficiency suffers. For drivers over 55, who often use diesel trucks or SUVs daily, this habit is common, especially while waiting outside stores, schools, or gas stations, often without realizing the consequences. So, what's the right approach? If you are stopped for more than a few minutes, it is better to turn off the engine completely. Shutting down for even 2 to 3 minutes helps prevent carbon buildup, reduces fuel dilution, and saves fuel. Idling should only be done when absolutely necessary, such as in extreme cold below 14-degree Fahrenheit, and even then, limit it to just a few minutes to warm the vehicle. Monitoring engine metrics, paying attention to DPF warning lights, and noting signs of reduced performance, black smoke, or unusual knocking are all essential steps in catching problems early. Taking these precautions helps you avoid costly repairs and ensures that your diesel engine remains strong, reliable, and efficient over the long term. Unlike gasoline engines, diesel engines operate at high temperatures and high pressures, especially when towing trailers or going off-road. Engine oil doesn't just lubricate parts. It also has to handle soot from combustion, fuel dilution from long idling or short trips, and chemical byproducts from the EGR and DPF systems. When you extend oil change intervals, the oil quickly loses its protective ability, leading to microscopic wear, increased acidity, and damage to critical components like pistons, the turbo, or cylinder walls. Microscopic wear means important engine components silently wear down every day, reducing performance, making the engine sluggish, lowering towing capacity, and reducing acceleration. Increased acidity in the oil corrodes metal parts and drives long-term repair costs higher. Old oil also reduces protection for the turbo and pistons, and if you think that just looking at the oil color is enough, you're mistaken. This habit is especially common among people who use trucks or SUVs daily for commuting, towing, or off-road driving, relying on super durable synthetic oil while forgetting that diesel engines endure much higher loads than gasoline engines is a double-edged sword. You think you're saving money, but in reality, you're accumulating damage that will eventually cost you a big repair bill. To avoid these consequences, simply change your oil regularly every 5,000 to 7,000 miles. Especially if you tow trailers, take short trips, let the engine idle for long periods, or operate in dusty and harsh environments. Don't rely solely on oil color. A clean-looking oil may still have lost its protective properties. Check your oil regularly. Level, viscosity, unusual smell, and perform maintenance early if any abnormalities appear. We often advise our viewers to prioritize changing oil sooner than the manufacturer's recommendation. Just a little caution can significantly reduce the risk of turbo and piston damage, maintain engine performance, and most importantly, save you a large amount on costly repairs over time. No matter how premium or valuable your vehicle is, it's not immortal, and proper care determines whether it will stay with you or fail sooner than you expect. Be honest, have you ever floored the accelerator when the engine is still cold? If so, we have some bad news. This is considered one of the fastest ways to kill your diesel engine. The problem starts with engine oil. When you just start the engine, the oil is cold, thick, and hasn't circulated enough to lubricate pistons, cylinder walls, the turbo, and other critical components. Accelerating hard at this time is like forcing an unprepared army into battle. Everything is stressed. friction spikes, and wear happens immediately. Diesel engines operate under high pressure, and full throttle before oil has fully circulated means scoring, surface scratches, overheating, and long-term wear. Turbo diesel engines are especially vulnerable in this scenario. The turbo spins at extremely high speeds, and if not fully lubricated, bearings and the turbine endure enormous stress. The consequence? Turbo lifespan drops sharply, and if it fails, repair bills aren't cheap, usually $1,500 to $4,000, not including downtime. Direct damage doesn't stop at the turbo. Pistons and cylinder walls wear down, engine performance drops, and acceleration and towing capacity noticeably suffer. Even if you don't feel it immediately, microscopic damage silently accumulates, and one day your once powerful vehicle will betray you. No longer smooth, no longer reliable, and definitely costly to fix. Indirect consequences aren't minor either. When the engine works hard before it's ready, fuel consumption increases. For truck or SUV drivers towing trailers or off-roading, this habit not only wears out the vehicle faster, but also raises operating costs and reduces reliability. A double whammy that turns driving from enjoyable to stressful. So, what's the correct habit? Drive gently until the engine reaches full operating temperature. Under normal conditions, just wait 3 to 5 minutes after starting before pressing the accelerator hard. Once the engine temperature reaches about 180-200 degrees Celsius, or 82-93 degrees Celsius for our non-American viewers out there, the oil thins, lubricates fully, and all components are ready for the challenge. This is a small change with a huge impact. It prolongs the life of pistons, the turbo, and the entire engine, allowing your beloved vehicle to stay with you for many more years. Let's start with this example. You've just finished a long drive towing a heavy trailer or accelerating hard on the highway. You stop the vehicle and press the engine off button immediately. Do you think this is the right or wrong thing to do? By now, you've probably guessed it's wrong, but you might not know exactly why. Let us explain. This habit tends to affect the turbo first. After a heavy run, the turbo becomes extremely hot. If you shut down immediately, the engine oil inside the turbo stops circulating, starts to cook, and carbon deposits begin to form. These deposits are not just dirt. They clog oil passages, reducing the ability to lubricate critical components. The result is maximum stress on turbo bearings and the turbine, rapid wear, and eventual failure. Keep in mind, a damaged turbo means immediate power loss, black smoke, vibration, and unusual sounds. Repair costs, not cheap. A common diesel truck can cost $1,500 or $4,000 just to repair or replace the turbo, not counting downtime. And if you think the problem stops with the turbo, think again. Pistons, engine oil, and the exhaust system can also be indirectly affected, turning a seemingly simple action into a chain of costly damage. Do you think that's all? Then you're being naive. When the turbo is stressed, towing performance drops, acceleration suffers, and vehicle reliability decreases. For truck or SUV drivers, especially those over 55 who regularly tow trailers or take long trips, shutting the engine off immediately after driving doesn't just increase operating costs, it also reduces the driving experience, the feeling of power and durability you once prided yourself on. We always encourage owners to abandon this habit immediately. Instead, let the engine idle for 30 to 60 seconds after heavy driving. This short time allows oil to circulate through the turbo, cool components, and prevent carbon buildup. Some modern vehicles even have an automatic turbo timer to keep the engine running for a set period, but if yours doesn't, a short idle is enough to save the turbo from early failure. A small action like this can save your engine. So why not make the change, right? Glad that you made it till the end. Here is the bonus for those that stick around with us. Now answer this. Are you completely confident that the fuel you put in your vehicle is of the right quality? Diesel is not gasoline. A liter of dirty, water-contaminated, or low-quality fuel not only makes the engine sluggish, but also silently destroys the entire fuel system from within. This is one of those silent killers few think about until the repair bill appears. Low-quality diesel contains impurities, deposits, or unsuitable hydrocarbons, resulting in clogged injectors, damaged high-pressure fuel pumps, and sludge buildup in fuel filters. Moreover, if the fuel is contaminated with water, which can easily happen from storage tanks or long unused pumps, corrosion occurs, combustion efficiency drops, producing black smoke, vibration, and annoying noise. Diesel quality also varies by station. Some stations don't maintain storage tanks properly, leaving you rolling the dice and taking on problems affecting injectors, the DPF, and overall engine performance. Clogged injectors cause uneven fuel spray, reduced power, higher fuel consumption, and harder starting. A failed high-pressure fuel pump can cost $1,500 to replace on a common truck or SUV. Sludge in the fuel filter causes blockages, increases back pressure, reduces performance, and forces more frequent filter replacements. Water in diesel also causes metal corrosion, reduces engine life, and turns long trips into a maintenance nightmare nobody wants. Over time, these issues reduce towing performance, increase fuel consumption, and steadily raise operating and repair costs. For truck or SUV drivers who travel long distances or go off-road, filling up at multiple stations without care carries high risk, and a single mistake can make you reach for your wallet sooner than expected. So, what should you do? Prioritize buying diesel from reputable stations, maintain storage tanks regularly, and avoid stations that are isolated or haven't been checked in a long time. Next, use fuel additives if needed. They help clean injectors, prevent water contamination, and improve combustion efficiency. Finally, check and drain water from the water separator regularly. This component removes water from fuel, and proper maintenance will prevent corrosion and fuel system damage. A little caution today can save you thousands in future repair costs, keeping your diesel running strong, durable, and reliable, just as you've always wanted. As you can see, these habits are all silent culprits that wear down your diesel engine faster than you might think. These problems don't always show up immediately, but over time, they accumulate and can turn your powerful truck or SUV into a sluggish, fuel-guzzling, and expensive-to-repair machine. The good news is that all of this can be minimized or avoided if you adjust the way you drive and care for your diesel just a little. Small actions, like filling up at a reputable station, changing oil on schedule, letting the turbo rest after a heavy run, or driving gently when the engine is cold, can extend engine life, maintain power, and let you enjoy the driving experience as it was meant to be. What about you? Have you noticed any of these habits in yourself or someone you know? Or do you have your own tips for protecting a diesel engine that you want to share? Leave your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your real-world experiences and discuss ways to keep diesel engines strong, durable, and reliable. Lastly, please note that everything in this video is drawn from publicly available sources, manufacturer manuals, and reputable automotive research. The information shared here is meant purely for education and general reference, not to promote or criticize any specific brand or product. Every diesel engine is different, and conditions such as climate, driving style, load, and maintenance history can all affect how your engine behaves and what it needs. That's why it's always important to double-check any procedures, follow the guidelines provided in your owner's manual, and consult with certified technicians or trusted professionals when necessary. Use the information here as a starting point to make informed maintenance decisions that suit your own vehicle, your driving habits, and your budget. We hope you found this video helpful and that it gives you the knowledge and confidence to keep your diesel engine running strong, efficiently, and reliably for many miles to come. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of our future tips and guides. We'll see you in the next video.